again, my name is Sunny. If you forgot, you probably didn't. I'm going to start with a joke. Silly jokes for silly kids. What do you call an alligator in a vest? An investigator. What did the stamp say to the envelope? Stick with me and we will go places. What did the pencil say to the other pencil? You're looking sharp. And get all your showings out. This is Rosie Revere, engineer. The picture. I lost the cover, but that's okay. This is the story of Rosie Revere, who dreamed of becoming a great engineer. In Lila Gree's classroom at Blue River Creek, young Rosie sat shyly, not daring to speak. That's Rosie right here. But when no one saw her, she peeked in the trash for treasures to add to her engineer stash. And late at night, Rosie rolled up her sleeves and built in her hideaway under the eaves. Taking those things out of the trash. Alone at tick and the moon high above, dear Rosie made gadgets and gizmos she loved. And when she grew sleepy, she hid her machines far under the bed where they'd never be seen. When Rosie was young, she had not been so shy. She worked with her hair swooping over one eye and made fine inventions for uncle and aunts, a hot dog dispenser and a helium pants. I'm making a hot dog, making our uncle go way up there. The uncle she loved most was zookeeper Fred. She made him a hat to keep snakes off his head, from parts of a fan and some cheddar cheese spray, which everyone knows keep the pythons away. The pretend snake. That's like she's putting all this to make a plan. And when she was finished and Rosie was proud, but Fred slapped his knee and chuckled out loud. He laughed until he wheezed and his eyes filled with tears, all the horror of Rosie Revere, who stood there embarrassed, perplexed, and dismayed. She looked at the cheese hat and then looked away. I love it, Fred hooted. Oh, truly I do, but Rosie Revere knew that could not be true. She stuck the cheese hat on the back of her shelf, and after that day she kept her dreams to herself. That's how it went until autumn day. Till one autumn day, her oldest relation showed up for a stay. Her great-great-aunt Rose was a true dynamo who'd worked building airplanes a long time ago. She told Rosie tales of the things she had done and goals she had checked off in her list one by one. She gave a sad smile. She looked to the sky. The only thrill left on my list is to fly. But time never lingers as long as it seems. I'll chalk that one up in an old lady's dreams. That little bird is following her. That night, as Rosie lay wide-eyed in bed, a daring idea crept into her head. Could she build a gizmo to help her aunt fly? She looked at the cheese hat and said, No, not I. But questions are tricky and some hold on tight. And this one kept Rosie awake through the night. So when dawn approached and red streaks lit the sky, young Rosie knew just how to make her aunt fly. Little owl thing is there. Oh, a bird in her house. That's weird. She worked and And she worked and worked till the day was half gone. Then lured her cheese copter out into the lawn. She gave her invention a test just to see the ridiculous flop might turn out to be. The bird's up there again. Strapped into the cockpit, she flipped on the switch. The Hello Cheese copter sputtered and twitched. It floated a moment, then whirled around and around. It froze for a heartbeat and then crashed to the ground. Then Rosie heard laughter. She turned around to see the old woman laughing, slapping her knee. She laughed till she wheezed, and her eyes filled with tears. All the horror of Rosie Revere, who thought, oh no, never, not ever again. I try to build something to spitter or spin, or build with a liver, a switcher, a gear, and never will I become a great engineer. She might. She turned around to leave, but then Great-Great-Aunt Rose grabbed hold of young Rosie and pulled her in close and hugged her and kissed her. She started to cry. You did it, hooray! It's a perfect first try. This great flop is over. Time for the next. Young Rosie was laughed, embarrassed, perplexed. I failed, said dear Rosie. It's just made of trash. Didn't you see the cheese copter crashed? Yes, said her great aunt. It crashed. That is true, but first it did just what it needed to do. Before it crashed, Rosie, before that, it flew. There's the little birdie hugging Aunt Birdie. Your brilliant first flop was raging excuses. Success. Come on, let's get busy. And on to the next. She handed a notebook to Rosie Revere, who smiled at her aunt and it all became clear. Life might have failures, but this was not it. The only true failures can come if you quit. That is true.
Is that?
Some things, if you really want to do it, but if you quit something you really want to do, it's pretty much a failure. They worked until the sun sneaked away to its bed. Aunt Rosie tied her headscarf around Rosie's head and sent her to sleep with a smile ear to ear, to dream of the bold dreams of great engineer. At Blue River Creek, all the kids in grade 2 build gizmos and gadgets for the Dukies too. With each perfect failure, they all stand and cheer, but none quite as proud as Rosie Revere. Scooter. And those are all cool. And that's the end. Bye.